Moment of tension. Ukrainian soldiers storm the battlefield and capture Russian troops with machine guns. This recording was delivered by the 2nd Attack Organization of the 2nd Attack Legion of the Ukrainian Military and shows warriors courageously charging towards the adversary. The video shows the warriors running towards the Russian positions, discharging their automatic rifles as they go. They clearly face a lot of fire, but they don't give up. They in the long run arrive at the Russian channels and start to draw in the foe close by other people battle. After a short battle, the Ukrainians are successful and catch a few Russian warriors. It was unimaginably tense and showed the courage of the Ukrainian troopers. They were plainly dwarfed and outgunned. However, they actually charged forward and caught Russian soldiers. It was an extraordinary display of bravery and resolve. Since Ukraine has started its hotly anticipated counteroffensive, which has proactively gained a few headway, the 16 extended Russian intrusion and positive progress in that nation will before long be stopped, and the battle against Russia will be troublesome and lethal. As they launch a counteroffensive against the occupying Russian forces, Ukrainian troops are advancing in all directions. According to a senior defense official, Ukrainian soldiers were breaking through minefields and into trenches. In spite of the way that Russia keeps on holding influence over huge parts of the east, south, and southeast, that's what Ukraine states as of the beginning of its counteroffensive. It has re-established command over various towns. Ukraine has retaliated against those who question the effectiveness of its summer counteroffensive, believing that the recent modest victories over Russian occupying forces were only a taste of a much larger offensive to come. A few Western countries have focused on giving pilot preparing to Kyiv's F-16 contender jets. However, the Ukrainian president guaranteed a few partners have been pulling their feet on responsibility. The majority of the brigades in Ukraine's main troop reserves, which have recently completed Western-style training and are outfitted with modern NATO armored personnel carriers, have not yet participated in the operation. In anticipation of Ukraine's counteroffensive, Russia endured a while strengthening the almost 1,000-kilometer cautious line all through the domain it controlled. Ukrainian forces liberated 2 additional villages in the southern part of the Donetsk region on July 1 after defeating Russia's initial weaker line of defenses. Inside the following 2 days, 4 additional towns should be freed. Ukraine struck a Russian ammo station office a long way from the bleeding edges in southern Kherson. Up to this point, the Ukrainian counteroffensive has constrained Russia to surrender about another 35 square kilometers. Russia has vigorously sustained its lines with various soldiers on various levels, minefields, and channels. Ukrainian powers are presently partaking in forming activities to test Russian lines. The multiple attack sites, according to analysts, are intended to keep Russia guessing where the main attack will be launched, because key forces have not yet been deployed, and the current operation only serves to set up the battlefield. Ukraine has stated that the primary attack in its counteroffensive against Russian armies is still to come. The Ukrainian military are as yet directing hostile tasks in a few areas. The battlefield is being prepared through the use of formation operations. Ukrainian forces have not yet advanced to the primary defensive positions that Russia has been attempting to prepare for months, despite the fact that the gains they have revealed this quarter are their first significant victories on the battlefield in 7 months. Ukraine has arranged 12 new units for its anxiously expected military mission. However, just 3 have so far been seen in real life. It has likewise gotten a huge range of arms from its Western partners to assist it with recovering sizable bits of Russian-involved region. Kyiv's powers are battling a wild surge by Russian soldiers in pieces of northeastern Ukraine, even as they make propals nearby around Bakhmut and in the south. Ukraine's delegate Safeguard Serve has said, portraying what is going on as muddled. According to Russian accounts of the fighting on the front lines, Russian forces were able to contain Ukrainian troops in the northeast and repelled Ukrainian attacks near the villages that surround Bakhmut and further south, particularly the important hilltop town of Ulir. Ukraine's military has been participated in a counter-offensive to recover region of the east and south seized by Russia since it started its full-scale intrusion in February 2022. The initial Ukrainian advances have focused on retaking a few villages in the south, but they have not yet made a significant progress. Maliar stated that Ukrainian troops were advancing with partial success on the eastern flank of Bakhmut. Near Berdyansk and Melitopol in the south, and on the southern flank of Bakhmut. She stated that Ukrainian forces were only advancing gradually in the south and faced intense enemy resistance, remote mining, deploying reserves. General Oleksandr Tarnavsky, liable for the southern front, said Ukrainian powers were efficiently annihilating the adversary and detailed the passings of a few hundred Russian powers throughout the course of recent hours. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Ukraine's President, General Valery Zaluzhny, have detailed consistent, if slow, propals in the mission. The president has recognized the somewhat restricted progress, yet said the battle is not a Hollywood film with moment achievement. Ukraine has likewise needed to persevere through constant Russian air assaults on urban communities, albeit the Kremlin denies going after non-military personnel targets. When a Russian missile struck a crowded pizza restaurant last week in the eastern city of Kramatorsk, Ukrainian writer Victoria Amelina passed away on Sunday from injuries she sustained. The assault killed 12 individuals, some of them youngsters, and harmed handfuls. The death of Amelina brings the total to 13.